Good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good morning even, and welcome to Coffee with Robin. I would just like to say a few words about Kickstarter and the new film. We've launched our Kickstarter campaign for Operation Candlelight, an action adventure for women and girls. It's a new genre for us at Kol Neshama, and we're very excited about the footage. We have cut together the official Operation Candlelight trailer, so I'm going to encourage all our viewers, please, if you haven't seen it yet, go onto our Kickstarter page, look at the trailer, and look at all the great rewards that you get for pledging to our Kickstarter campaign. Kickstarter, for people who don't know, is a crowdfunding platform. It's where where you make pledges and we offer rewards that are something desirable to our target audience. So we've got all kinds of wonderful rewards. Our DVDs from our past films at great prices, the best prices you'll find. They make great Hanukkah presents. The first run special edition DVD for our new film, as well as a really great Operation Candlelight t-shirt and signed poster. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our two special guests for today's segment of Coffee with Robin. Two of the star young actresses in the film Operation Candlelight, Raize Marquis and Chaya Solika Garbose. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank God, Baruch Hashem. And you, Chaya Solika?
I'm good.
Good. Have you, now, this wasn't your first time working together, was it?
No.
No.
And it's not our last.
What was the most exciting part about being in the film? From Carmel Danneman. Who has an answer to that? Raize, you want to start?
The most exciting part, I guess, was filming a lot at night and getting to see like how the mountains are at night, and like filming at 5 a.m. and seeing sunrise. That was
You
exciting.
had one special. We had one special night where we did actually get every last drop of darkness before the sun came up, and then you girls had been up all night. And what did you do after that?
We went on a hike.
You went on a hike. Was that great? Was it special?
It was amazing. We saw the sunrise, and it
Wow.
was gorgeous.
So pretty. I'd also say staying up like really late. That was really fun.
Yes, it's true. We did have
The hair
much
and
of the
makeup.
film, the hair and makeup.
Costumes.
And wardrobe. Much of the film does take place at night. So for people who don't know, we also simultaneously have a performing arts summer program camp attended by young women from all over the world. And we were probably the only summer camp that for about 2.5 weeks was literally up all night shooting. Okay, now what can you tell me in terms of scenes? Was there one particular scene that was the biggest challenge? You're laughing, Chaya. What are you laughing at?
Well, me and Raize and I had a scene together. It was really intense. Really intense.
Why was it intense? Well, we don't want to give any giveaways.
It was a very emotional scene, and
Extremely emotional.
it was challenging for the first few takes, but since there were about 20 takes,
You warmed up and you got into it. I remember the
definitely
scene.
Challenging scene.
Interesting, and we shot it also pretty late at night.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
It's
really late.
4:30.
Well, it's also when it's set. It's a scene that takes place between the two girls late at night. And what was interesting for me as a director with that scene was that I had written it a different way, and it's the only scene in the film that when we filmed it the first time, I knew that it wasn't right, because there were a number of other characters that were initially in the scene, and I realized that it was a scene that had to happen between the two girls. So I basically stayed up for the rest of the night in the morning rewriting the scene. And do you remember what happened? how I
Yeah.
brought you girls
It was
came
my
to my
lunch.
cabin and we read through it, and then you had to very last minute memorize all those new lines.
Yeah.
But it ended up, I think, being a scene that really was correct. Did you feel
much
that?
better than the original.
You felt it was much better than the original.
Yeah, and the original, it felt really, I don't know, like, it felt kind of staged, but this felt really real, and our relationship with each other felt very real.
Yeah, it was very realistic.
Very good, interesting. Did you enjoy working with the techno crane?
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
it's really graceful in a way. It's like a machine, but it's really graceful. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It just like does really smooth like movement. It's like when you watch afterwards, it's like, it looks like flying through a window. Let's say it's going through a window or a doorway. It looks like it's really
It's
cool.
very smooth.
Really smooth.
You know, I was speaking to you earlier today about this idea of your character, Sarah Wasserman. Is she like Raize Marquis, or is she different?
There are some similar things and some not. Sarah went through something like emotional, and like personally me, I can't like think about like how that would have happened to me, but some things that she does in the movie, like some I think I would do.
Like what? Can you give us an example?
When she wants to, like, in the trailer it says that she's talking about evidence and like she wants to investigate. I think I sometimes like to do that.
And with Stella, with your character, we can only say her name is Stella. Did you have fun playing her?
Yes, I had a lot of fun playing with her.
Why? Tell us something without giving anything away.
Okay.
It's hard.
It is really hard. Stella, I mean, it really is fun playing with her because I'm really not Stella in a way. I mean, but there's some qualities that we have that are similar, but like actually, and that like the way she lives and the way she dresses, the way like her whole altogether, that's very different than the way I am.
Right.
But it was really fun doing that because it's just fun always to play somebody
Different,
somebody different than you.
Did you find that you had her inside of you pretty easily?
Yeah, that's like the certain like emotional aspects of her, like that I felt like I had in me, and like those, like that's what we had like in like how we had similar, but everything else wasn't really. I think on the inside we're similar, but on the outside we're not.
Interesting. If you were addressing the girls, what would you tell them that would invite them to come get involved in our Kickstarter campaign, or at least come and see the movie?
Well, it's different than any other movie that's ever been made in the Jewish community. It's an action adventure film, and it's different. It has I don't want to ruin anything.
I know, we're all so concerned about that. But it's a new genre that is true. And what else, what would you like to say, Chaya, Solika, about that? Anything about, do you think that girls are going to like it?
Yes, I think that girls are going to like it. And it's different and something new and fresh. It's not something like, it's very different than Heart That Sings and Light for Grey Towers. It's not a musical. Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Yeah, and I think also that a lot of girls are going to relate to the 9 girls.
Yeah, especially since
because it's a story of girls who maybe don't fit in so easily, who aren't so conventional, and might, in the school production be the ones who are kind of forgotten or in the last row, in the big dance number, but they end up discovering something inside of themselves that they had no idea was there. And that's I think everybody's going to relate to that. How do you feel you grew as an actress from the last movies you did to this one?
I think like I'm able to access my emotions better, maybe, because I've grown as a person, so it's easier to get those emotions than like, the way I act is different than the way I acted when I was younger.
Yeah, the same with me.
I think that's really true. But I would also say that the fact that both of you have had so much experience showed this summer on set. I really have to say that. What's something that made you laugh?
So there's a scene where the character, the producer of the film, like Gottfried, she plays. She's the character.
She plays a character in the film.
She gets
Who
to
hasn't?
try.
Yeah, who has never eaten gefilte fish before, but in real life, they had never tried gefilte fish. So she tried it and she did not like it. And after every single take, she would spit it out into a napkin. It was really funny. And then we said, and it was so late, and everybody started to like get all
Silly?
silly, and it was like it was.
But it was extremely
really
funny.
fun.
What was it like doing a contemporary film
that was
versus the two period films?
The costumes were different.
Yes, the costumes were different.
The way we spoke was different. I mean, we said, I think a few times we said like golly or something.
Yeah,
and
gee, swell.
And then you realized, oops, it's not the 1950s. It's not the heart that sings.
Yeah, in
during
the heart that sings, we had to say words like that.
Right.
And
no, we didn't have to.
It was easier in this one. We didn't have to think of like 1950 expressions.
Yeah,
words.
and if somebody said in the heart that sings, if they said something that was very contemporary, then they would, if they heard it really loudly, they'd probably have to do it over again because
It would stand out as being not correct.
Yeah, and also the costumes weren't as hot. They were hot, but they weren't as hot as
That's a good.
because there's a lot of wool. It was
Yeah,
like
the heart
and
that
it was
sings was like all wool
like
and
so much wool.
And it was also very hot
and
sometimes.
in the tent, we had to film in a tent. So in the tent, it was even hotter than it was outside.
It was like 110 degrees. We
So
are
hot.
in the desert out here in Los Angeles. It is considered high desert, and we're acting like it's December. It's Hanukkah time
We're acting like
in
it
the
is.
film.
Yeah, there
and
was, if I remember correctly, there was one scene where I had to be in like a sweater with a coat on top,
right,
Uggs,
and your winter
leggings.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and almost all the times you see my character not in a certain thing.
Not
I'm
in
usually,
summer clothes.
No. And usually I'm wearing a coat, and the coat was really, really hot sometimes. It was really uncomfortable.
Well, at least you got to wear it at night.
Yeah, at night I got to wear it. It was really good, but when I had to do it during the day, it was really.
It was hard. Well, thank you so much, Chaya, Solika, Garbose, and Raize Marquis. So I would just like to thank all of you, our viewers who tuned in for the live stream show, as well as our dear backers and our future potential backers. And I want to encourage you all, please take a look at our wonderful Kickstarter page. There's a lot of information there. We really need your help in our completion costs, our sound post-production, our picture post-production, i.e. the editing, special effects, color correction, all the things that go into turning the film from what you've shot into a final cut, finished film, which we can't wait. God willing, we will be releasing in February, March. And I just want to say, for people who are thinking about coming to attending one of the premieres in Los Angeles, New York, London, or Jerusalem, please buy your premiere tickets through our Kickstarter campaign, and you will get some extra goodies which are exclusive to the Kickstarter campaign, which is a first run DVD of Operation Candlelight, which will be ready next October. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you at the next episode of Coffee with Robin.